Hey, everybody, it's the coach, and this is Monday Night Football on
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us in downtown New Orleans at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Tonight, we wrap up an intriguing Week 2 with a good Monday night matchup between the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Go, 90, Wolf, 59. Get him.
Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. Fights off the defender. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 10 yards, good for his Saints, first down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Franklin. And an alley to run. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Even though it's the opening drive of the game, he wasn't shy about taking off and running with the football, even knowing the defense is definitely going to take their shots at him. And that's exactly what they did. He better learn to slide, otherwise he won't be around to finish this one.
They run with Murray. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. The safety, Keanu Neal, there to make the tackle. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And a nice little start as he's able to get this up to the 28. A gain of 13. It's a first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Off the play fake. Franklin. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down. Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive. But this is 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Franklin. That's complete to Cobb. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Even though they didn't find the end zone, they have to be pretty pleased with how they moved the ball on the ground because we know that that was one of their big goals in this game.
And that really goes through the entire offense because when you're running the ball effectively, just about everyone's involved. It's not just the guy carrying the football. It's everyone blocking for him, both inside and on the perimeter.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Ryan and the Falcons Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
The throw over the middle taken in. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Both sevens to Mike. Both sevens to Mike. Hey, express.
From the gun on 3rd down, Ryan. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. 3rd down conversion here is big. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Hey, man. Watch the boot. 58. Bravo. Sevens to Mike. I got one. Both sevens to Mike. It's a party now.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 17 yards and a first down for Atlanta.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in the paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Back to the running game. It's Freeman. And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Mike's 47. Ready, space. 47 to Mike.
To throw on 3rd down. Ryan throwing right, and that's complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 35. Second quarter now, Falcon football, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, Falcon football, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. Throwing now, Ryan on first down. And his throw here's incomplete. You know, projections for him were a little all over the board. Some saw him as a day 3 pick, maybe a little bit higher. But here he is, round 3.
I do know teams that had him listed as a first-round talent. I also had teams that had him listed as a day 3 guy, which is rounds 4 through 7. So him going in the 3rd round kind of fit in the middle. I think he's going to have a chip on his shoulder wanting to prove that he should have been taken higher.
And you take a look at this draft class from a season ago, really it grades out as a pretty darn good class.
So you have to give a lot of credit to the entire scouting organization. General manager, personnel department, college scouts all came together. They evaluated it very well and got a nice payoff.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a 3rd.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination. And the kick by Elliott is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So they get the field goal, but that was a 14-play drive to get 3.
You sound like you're going negative on me.
I was.
Sounds like you're thinking the 3 is just not that good.
And people say that we're negative sometimes. So,
well, here's the deal. Getting the 3 is good. Obviously, you would think on a 14-play drive you're going to get 6 out of it. But that type of a drive can pay dividends later on because you might wear the defense down.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the...
Oh, he tried to pitch it, and the ball's loose. And the Falcons grab it. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. Traquan Smith, the intended receiver.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. It's Everson Griffin who made the tackle.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Ryan to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
On 3rd down, Ryan, incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
The kick by Elliott is good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals. It's 6-3. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Saints to take over. They're on top here as they come up on a 1st and 10, trying to make amends for that lost week at the hands of Seattle. Throwing to start the drive. Franklin.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
It's 3rd and 10.
To throw on 3rd down, Franklin. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Had to pass there, 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the first down, even throwing the football.
That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. So here are the Falcons to take over on offense. They were winners a week ago over the Bucs. They lead here as well as they come up on 1st down. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their own 23. Gets it to Strong. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. Looking middle, and that's complete. Taking it right down Broadway. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 61 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. On 2nd down, Freeman. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by Everson Griffin. A 3rd field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. To throw is Ryan. 4th down after the New Orleans defense holds serve. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here. 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. Snead's got it. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. On 1st down, Murray trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. That was 2nd down run for Murray. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48. The Saints on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. He can run for it, and he will. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 40.
He really looked comfortable there, scanning the situation, analyzing things, feeling the pressure, and then stepping up right through the middle and sprinting for a first down.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly...
Trying to get it to Cobb, and it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. And a very good return as he'll take it all the way up to the 40-yard line. That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point, his first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not laughing it off, but he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to go back out there, still be the same confident kid, the reason that they drafted him, and go out and play.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
On first down, Ryan. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Now Ryan, airing it out, looking for... This is caught inside the 15. A big play there just before halftime. 42 yards.
Hey, team 6. Team 6.
From the shotgun, Ryan. Ryan hit, and he lost the football. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. So out comes the field goal team once more. And Elliott puts this one through. And the lead stretches to 9. It's now 12-3. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try to get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Strong right, strong right, strong right.
A final shot before break. Franklin. And that's caught inside the 35. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
On 2nd and 9, Ryan. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Well, it looked like a quick hitter, a 3-step drop, but when it's not there, what do? He elects to try and escape through the massive bodies up the middle, and he does so and picks up positive yardage.
Check left 27. 6 man. Check cross, check cross, check cross.
From the gun on third down. Ryan hit, and he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line. So the pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
It's now 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6. Eluding the pressure right, and he'll slide down to avoid the contact. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually, a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage.
Offense.
Ooh, moving from his tight end spot there.
Do you think that perhaps the play call was for him?
Still third down.
Now after the false start, they need 8 yards here on third down. From the gun, Franklin. Sliding out of the pocket. He may try and run for this. And he'll be brought down well short of the first at about the 9-yard line. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout as there's a Saints player down here on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back.
26-yard attempt.
The kick by Lutz is good. And that'll move them back within 6 now. So a decent drive there to start the third quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
Let's go. Let's go.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. And pretty good pursuit there defensively. He's brought down, no gain on the play. 2nd down coming up. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
54, south. Switch it. Let's go.
Now Ryan. It's caught by Bryant. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Check, 47.
From midfield now, here's Ryan. Pass incomplete. This defense trying to do its part. Active hands on that play, but their offense hasn't given them much to work with.
So they're not going to worry about it. On their side of the ball, all they're concerned about, can they create some scoring opportunities and help out that offense?
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the... This is caught inside the 15. And all the way down to the 9. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. They'll run here with Freeman. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
On 2nd and goal, Ryan. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
The crowd here in the Dome making things difficult. 3rd and goal. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Cameron Jordan in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. A run, it's Murray. Murray has the 1st down and more. And all the way up to the 46. A gain there of 21 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that 1st half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
On 2nd down, it's Murray. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. It's complete to Snead. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
Then we got to give a little tip of the cap for the defense there. Zone coverage, locked it in tight, made it really difficult because they tried the crossing route against it, and it worked for a completion, but you have to know where the sticks are on 3rd down. Didn't get beyond them, no pickup.
Looking to throw. Franklin, he's going to have his running back. It's complete. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. 10th carry of the game now, Murray. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
A quick throw here out to Cobb. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the 4th quarter of play. The Saints on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 11. Back to throw. Franklin, and that is incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, fourth quarter, maybe you do start to watch. Is the arm there, the leg's still there? This has been a tough game.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their background. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Give the sack to David Onyemata, the product of Nigeria by way of Canada. Well, it was second long, now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Now flags come flying in. One of the Falcons moved early. Not a great start to this drive. You had the sack, now the false start.
I mean, it doesn't take much to either read lips or just imagine what the head coach is saying right now. Get your head in the game, guys. Let's go.
Third and long. It's Ryan. Looking left side, and it's complete. Give him 25 yards on the play there. And that's going to bring up a fourth down. Defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1.
Check.
They're going on 4th down. It's Ryan. He's got the completion to Strong. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. Ryan now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Freeman. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. So the solid run on 1st, and I would imagine no real hurry to run that 2nd down play.
No, it's all in your quarterback now. He's going to keep an eye on the play clock and bleed things down, and he's not going to let the ball be snapped until it's inside 3 seconds left on the play clock. Unless, of course, you're playing a video game, you're trying to run it up on your play.
Nice touch. Cold-blooded, too. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line.
Ready, back 25.
Watch the screen.
Ito Smith, his first carry. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Again, it's Smith. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Falcons on 3rd down. Not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 4. Smith. Oh, leaves him behind on the spin. Oh, no, he lost the football. The Saints say they have it, and they do.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here. Not done. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
On a second and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on third down.
Another carry for the workhorse tonight, Freeman. And he's going to come up well shy of the first here as the tackle's made right around the 12. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's fourth down. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And the kick by Elliott is good. And that will give them a 12-point lead. Well, it's hard to put your finger on whether this is something to celebrate or something maybe the offense is embarrassed by. But that's now 6 field goals he's made in this game alone.
Yeah, he's bailed them out quite a bit so far. But it's very comforting to know that you have a kicker that's got your back.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
So all eyes on the Saints offense. Down by 12. A little under 2.5 to go. Their offense has struggled all night, and now they need to find 2 scores late to try to pull this thing out. And here's a throw that's taken in by the tight end Cook. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
But he's got Snead. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Give him 18 there, and the Saints have a first down. Looking to throw. Franklin. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Murray. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll bring up a second down. The Saints in the hurry up here. Clock continuing to roll. And brought in by the tight end Cook. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Operating from the gun, Franklin toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
What a job by this defense all game long. They've come together and really said, no one's crossing our goal line, and they're definitely not going to start right now.
You can just see the dejection. Feel like nothing is working offensively. Here's a 2nd and 7. And the the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Allen Bailey in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown. And now they're an extra point away from winning this thing in the final seconds.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game.